Well, it's time to return to the world of shameless, often hilarious Godzilla bootleg and knockoff toys. And oh boy, do I have some good ones to show you today. But first we gotta pay the bills.
Dogthra, oh Dogthra, we call Dogthra.
Hey, I'm Dogthra, here to tell you that you can shop from Japanese stores with Bai.jp. That's right, you can sit at home and buy from Amazon Japan, you can bid on Japanese auctions, you can even buy from the Japanese Godzilla shop. And that's all just scratching the surface. Everything you purchase goes to the Bai warehouse where you can combine your orders, and then it could ship to your door in the US. Try it yourself with 2,000 yen of free spending money when you make a Bai account using the link in this video's description. Buy that good stuff over in Japan. Okay, my work here is done. Enjoy the video. Dogthra, my name is Dogthra. Playtime! Yay!
Oh, hello! I am Monster Island Boobies. Don't be afraid, come here and watch my show.
Hey, I'm Godzilla. How are you?
Hey, Godzilla, don't cut off my wiener. Don't you love my channel? Monster Island Boobies.
Oh, knockoffs. You gotta love them. Today we're gonna look at more toys and merch that are knockoffs or outright bootlegs of Godzilla toys. This is part 2 of a list, so if you want to see even more toys, be sure to check out part 1. Today we begin with Trendmaster stuff. If I were to show you this tag that says Honey Baby brand baby toys, what product would you guess it came with? A plush toy? A baby rattle? No, it came with this Trendmasters-ish Godzilla squeaker toy. Yeah, this plump little fellow who looks like he's kaiju-splaining why Godzilla's revenge isn't that bad. Man, Godzilla's roar has sure gone to hell. But I don't just have Godzilla, here's Anguirus. Maybe you noticed that Anguirus is grabbing his crotch like he's singing, Shimon! Look, it's Godzilla raids again for babies. This video is confusing my dog. There's more! Here's Gigan, and for some reason he looks like a sad sack. He's definitely coping with something. I lost my job, my wife left me, and it's my birthday, you guys! The weird thing is that these aren't even Trendmasters molds, even though they're Trendmasters designs. Where did these molds come from? Here's Mechagodzilla telling you to put up your dukes. He looks like he's ready to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Seriously, what are these? Like, look at what it looked like in its packaging. What a weird oddity these are. I got these all from a collector named Hugh, who also sent me this Mecha King Ghidorah after I filmed all the other stuff. And there's one more in the collection I don't have, so here's Hugh's, and it's a Space Godzilla. We're under the impression that these make up the complete set, but who's to say? Maybe somewhere out there there's a Honey Baby squeaking Biolante or something. B. Now a while back I did a video on these Trendmasters Z-Force toys. They're human characters with superpowers who fight the giant monsters. And then right after that I did a short video on this guy, what seems to be a bootleg of the Z-Force toys, with a unique head mold, a different color pattern, and a Z on his chest. Well, since that video, I've gotten 3 more of these bootleg Z-Force characters, rounding out a team of 4. You've already met Conan O'Brien here, who we nicknamed Bobby Bootleg, but here's a gold-plated version with a different head. So now we need a name and a superpower for him too. And these are the twins, one in silver and one in gold. They look like they don't talk much and they're all business. How many of these bootlegs are out there in the world? Where are these head molds coming from? Well, I'm glad to have an entire Z-Force team now. In my headcanon, these are the anti-G-Force operatives, looking to help King Ghidorah and the evil monsters and bring chaos to the world. G-Force versus Z-Force. Hey. But as much as I want to play, we gotta move on to North Korean bootlegs. I'm sure you've already seen these superhero team bootleg packs with random characters from different properties. Well, similar to that, here's a North Korean bootleg set called 5-Man Dinosaur, as seen on TV. What channel? I need to watch this crazy show. This is dated 1996. We've got Godzilla and Destoroyah on the box, along with Mothra. And then a random pigman from Ultraman. Look at the back! Godzilla's about to die, and I haven't even opened the box yet. Let's see if there's a Superman or a Shrek in here. I think the funniest thing about this set is that the Godzilla figure isn't bad at all. It's a serviceable mold, and it's even got articulation. The tail articulation is different in that it twists after the tail already starts. Legs move, arms move, head can turn. It feels like a cheaper plastic, but it doesn't feel balloon-light, if you know what I mean. Okay, so this is Dinosaur, but instead of 5-man, I get 1-man. One cheap-looking blue guy with a back full of screws. Unlike Godzilla, he does feel very cheap, very light, very bootleggy. But he did come with 2 weapons, like this gun here. And you could also put that in his holster so that he can hold his Sword of Omens. Take that, dinosaur! Well, my work here's done. One is the blue member of 5-Man Dinosaur. The other's the king of the monsters. Can these two learn to live together in their tiny apartment? Kaiju don't pay rent, coming this fall to NBC. This box also comes with these 5 single-color Ultra monsters. They're tiny! They're no match for Godzilla! Seriously, what good are these Ultra Kaiju? More dinosaurs? I got 'em! Well, my work here is done. A for Godzilla, C for the rest. Flamezilla. Sometimes I wonder how a place like Spencer's Gift stayed in business for so long. But where else are you gonna go for both a blacklight poster and a butt plug? Well, at Spencer's, you might also stumble upon Flamezilla, a Godzilla knockoff plasma lamp popping out of the ocean to either shoot blue fire at you or stick out a tongue so long it puts Gene Simmons to shame. Oh, it's right there on the box. He breathes fire. Well, okay then. From the depths of the sea, terror beyond imagination, Flamezilla, king of the lawsuits. This comes from one of the 100 companies in America calling themselves Lumasource. Why Godzilla's fire bends like a silly straw is a conversation we'll have to have another day. This is a relatively recent knockoff, so I expect a lot of "I had that one" in the comments, and I'm sure I'll be told that the glow effect is groovy, but judging by just the mold, the Big Rex. If you're gonna risk getting sued for ripping off Godzilla, go big. Big Rex, that is. This knockoff comes from New Bright, and it does it all. Smoking breath and lit up eyes. What is he, high? He looks like he's getting high. Mom, don't come in here. Fully articulated arms, legs, feet, head, and mouth. Realistic animated walk. It makes you breakfast. It's backwards compatible with your PlayStation 2 games. Big Rex is not screwing around. Big Rex has big sex. Well, my Big Rex's eyes light up, but the walking function seems to no longer work. If you look long enough into the void begins to look back through you. Big Rex is big. He's about the size as one of those large Imperial Godzillas. His feet have these logs sticking out, I'm guessing to help him balance, but it's kind of awkward looking. The single row of tiny dorsal plates are what saved this from being a total Godzilla ripoff, but not by much in my opinion. The arms do articulate just fine, and you can turn the head too. Can't really move the legs without upsetting the mechanisms that make it walk. Or should make it walk. Big Rex is a pretty well-known knockoff. There's probably a good chunk of viewers watching this who had one at one point. Or perhaps you're more familiar with Dino King from Village Toys. A different large walking T-Rex with more Godzilla-like dorsal plates. Or what about this guy? Dinosaurs? Dinosaurs? Dinosaurs. He's got flashing lights, moving limbs, and a tail. Whoa, wow, whoa, wah. Is that its roar? Whoa, wah, whoa, wah. But Dino Rex gets an A-. 100 monsters. This is a tube categorized as wicked duels called Monsters, with 100 figures of famous movie monsters. It's really maybe 10 unique molds with a lot of repeats. And these are by SCS Direct in Connecticut. Here's a grave with a zombie hand sticking out. Here's a gargoyle, or maybe here's Dracula. We have a spider. And straight up Godzilla. That's Godzilla. Like, he looks like he's waving high saying, "Yep, it's me, Godzilla." They didn't even try to change this design at all. You could see that the monsters are all in 2 different shades, so here's our darker Godzilla. High five for infringement. Oh, and look, here's a Mothra too. 2 Toho monsters made it in here. It's amazing that they didn't go with a generic gorilla to represent Kong instead. Nah, these guys went for the big risks. Maybe it's an insurance scam. You could buy this tube on Amazon still as of this video. I like having little Godzillas, so, hey, big fellas. Excuse me while I whip out my big fella. Okay, now that we got that joke out of the way, this is the big fella. It is a small Godzilla knockoff with wind-up walking action and moving mouth and hands. Don't believe them? You could try it before you buy it. Big fella is from E-Toys, which is listed in New York City. Nothing on the back of the card. The front has Big Fella wrecking a city. As far as knockoffs go, this one's not even trying to differentiate, aside from the name. I also haven't opened Big Fella, and the irony here is that Big Fella is one of the smallest Godzilla knockoffs I've showed you. Either his name is ironic, or he's just really insecure. My Big Fella winds up and moves, but doesn't really walk. He kinda just does a little shimmy in place. Only one arm and one leg seem to actually move. And his mouth does some flapping, so it looks like he's chewing your ear off, while making jerk-off gestures with his hand. Now we have to dive into the Big Fella wormhole, because here's another version. He's blue and he has some crystals popping out of his head and shoulders, has the extra teeth outside the mouth. Yes, this is now a Space Godzilla Big Fella. I'm disappointed the card doesn't say Space Big Fella. The toy itself is blue with some spikes on the head and only the head, so in the end, the toy itself looks like an original, legally safe character, and I'm sure that's totally by accident. A third version of Big Fella? Yeah, it's the same one I just showed you, except it's mostly green. So now it's closer to the regular Godzilla again, except for his little mohawk. How are there 3 Big Fellas? The toy gets a B, but the name gets an A+. And that's my parade of Godzilla knockoffs and bootlegs. Which is your favorite? Have you ever seen any of these out in the wild? Is there a knockoff or bootleg you love that's not on this list? Let me know in the comments below. Personally, I'm a fan of these Godzilla and Kong-shaped bubble poppers that you can find all over the internet right now. I could pop them all day. But my favorite Godzilla knockoff is this. Yeah, my mask. Let me take it off and show you. See, on the inside, you can see that this isn't an official Godzilla mask, but technically called Fire Dragon. So I guess my favorite Godzilla knockoff is... me?